Hi friends, welcome back to my channel Testing Mini Bytes. I am your friend Amudan Shaktivel, and in this video we're gonna see about how we can do code refactoring, right? So this is a brand new playlist that no one have ever tried within the test automation, as far as I know. So I want to cover this topic because I'm someone who wrote very poor code during my initial days, and that is very common. And the most important thing is I have learned a lot, and I strived to and improve my the way I code, and I have learned a lot of techniques during that journey, and I want to share that with anyone who is watching this channel, right? So why it is very important to do the code refactoring, right? So so it's gonna improve the readability, right? So when you are writing a code, it has to be write a textbook, right? Or a storybook, or like a newspaper. It has to be readable, right? I have seen, or I have wrote myself very bad code, and we'll try to improve the way how we code, and we'll try to improve the readability, right? So that it is easier for someone who's joining a product project after a certain period of time. It is easy for them to really go through your code, right? Good. And it also reduces the maintenance cost, right? So that's very important. So I have seen a lot of test automation engineers, right? So they come and tell, okay, I cannot do the maintenance, or I cannot add new test cases because I don't have time. Because they want more time, right? They want 3 days to add two test cases, because they don't have that capability to extend the feature. Okay, they go and they change the already existing code. That's where the problem lies. You should not touch your existing code. If you want to add a new feature, add a new test case, you need to create a new class and do it, right, without affecting the old code. So that's the problem, right? If you want to reduce that kind of thing, right, so reduce the maintenance cost, reduce the time involved in maintenance or adding new features, then you definitely need to do the code refactoring now, right, within the current framework. Again, once the framework gets bigger and bigger, doing a code refactoring is very difficult than doing the code refactoring from the initial time, right? Again, we want more control to the developers, right? Like, again, if you are a test automation engineer, I am just referring to you. Why I'm telling this, right? Because most of the time I have seen the framework controls the developers. Okay, it restricts. Okay, it restricts in a way that you cannot add a new test without touching it, right? So without touching the existing code, that is really bad, right? As a framework creators, or automation engineers, we should control it more, right? So we should be in a position to dictate what we want that to do. It should not dictate, or it should not restrict us a lot of things, right? Again, reduced complexity. There are a lot of complicated code that we used to write, because we see that is that as a very familiar code. But I have seen people writing if conditions, okay, multiple if else, almost 50 if else. Okay, that's a more familiar code, but still that's a complex code to understand and interpret where the issue can happen, right? So all we are going to do with this code refactoring playlist is understand how we can convert a working code into a more clean and readable working code. Okay, so so hey Amudan, something that is working, why do you want to really bother about it? Okay, that's what I told. We're going to improve the readability, we're going to improve the way how the framework can be leveraged in future, right? How it can help us to add test cases more quickly, and then how it can help us to increase the agility in which we create the test cases, right? So that's what we're going to learn. So again, on a nutshell, so we're going to learn all the code refactoring techniques that I know. I'm still trying to learn from very good developers, or I'm reading a lot of books to understand how we can do this. I'm constantly trying to understand and improve myself, right? So I will also try to improve the way you code as well. Again, how to understand and work with an existing framework. Suppose you join a new company, you don't need a KT, you have to go through the code yourself and understand how this framework works, how we can improve that particular framework. You have to think about all these things, right? So we're going to see, we're going to take an existing framework, and we're also going to change it, and understand how we can work with it, right? I'm also going to teach you how the what are the intelligent tips and tricks that I normally use, and that can help you to even do the refactoring as well. But we're gonna see a lot of intelligent tips and tricks. Again, it can be also used in other IDEs like Eclipse or Visual Studio Code or whatever you use. Again, how I'm gonna approach a problem, right? So how I approach a problem. Again, it's not mandatory that you have to follow exactly me, but you want to learn how I approach a problem, so that if it is helpful, you can also follow that as well. Again, most importantly, I want to cover a lot of intricacies of the basics of programming, right? So that we normally don't bat an eye to it. As an automation engineer, we write a lot of code. We write a lot of code than developers as well, but we never bat an eye to the basics, why we are using like this, right? So we're going to see all the things in detail. Yeah. So without wasting much time, let's get into the